Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Today on EGTV, we're going to be getting into a lot of stuff, and I brought an astute panel with me today. We're going to be looking forward to the Southampton game. We're going to be talking about who we're going to play up top. Now that we're hearing rumors that Lacazette might be missing, we're going to look at what type of team we want to play. We're going to look at what solutions Mikel Arteta can make in the short term and in the long term to fix this squad with the current injuries that we have in the squad. We're going to look at the summer transfer plans, and the question for today is, do you still believe Arsenal can still get back into the top four? So that's going to be the question in the chat for you guys today. Let us know if you still believe Arsenal can still get back into the top four. So the question is yes or no question, if you still believe we can get back into the top four. But I have Saeed with me today, Curran and Gunnar King. We'll just start with Saeed. Saeed, long time, man. How you been?
I'm good, man. Thank you for having me today. How are you?
Long time, and I'm good, man. You've been away on vacation, but Arsenal, since you left, man, it all went to shits, man. You know.
Well, we spoke back in February, and we had a look on the schedule, and I told you all the way up to mid April, we have games that they are all within reach. And I think we did really well in the first 5 games, and then obviously the last 2 defeats, which was they were key games. You can't lose them, otherwise you're in that situation, and it's really bad. It's not what we wish, obviously, but yeah. Hey, we're going to discuss that in details. I'll leave the floor for the guys to introduce themselves.
Yeah. Curran, last time we spoke to you, top 4 was in our hands. Everything was looking good. And then you know what? Things went, we faced Crystal Palace. The famous last words, we can catch Chelsea. And then boom, just like that, it disappeared. Like Thanos' snap.
Not my words.
No,
not
my
my words.
Last words.
Your words, not my words. I always said that 4th was the goal and 4th is still the goal. In terms of what's going to happen, we've taken it from an uncompetitive race and made it a competitive race. And I think that's where we're at right now. Older Arsenal fans will remember we've gone through times where we've caught up on the last couple of games. It's not out of our hands at all, but we'll get into it. There's a lot of things to discuss. So let's get into it.
Yeah, and Gunnar King, how you been, man? It's been a minute for you too. I think you were on the match reaction for one of the last games, last time I had you on. But it's been a minute for you too. How you been, man? Hello? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I've been good, man. I've just been keeping busy.
You look like Morpheus with the glasses and just sitting back. Morpheus. Anyways, we're gonna get everyone's thoughts on a lot of things, but first we're gonna do quick fire rounds, right? So first things first, can we still get top 4? Are you guys confident? Like, let's just begin there, because it's going to be the discussion of the whole day. Can Arsenal still finish in the top 4? That is my question to everybody today in the comment section. And I'm going to start it with the panel. Are you guys worried about top 4? What concerns do you have? And try to bounce off eeach other and not take the same answer on each one. So I'm just going to start with you, Curran, because I know you could go into days about everything. But is it done for you? Is top 4 over?
No, of course it's not over. Of course it's not over. There's 8 games left. Of course it's not over. The fact of the matter is we've taken this from a point where we could have been 5 or 3 points ahead, and we're 3 points behind. It's not like we're 10 points behind with 8 games left to catch up. There's 3 points, and there's 8 games left. Okay, it's all in our hands. We still have to go, and we still have to go to their stadium as well. We just have to win our games. And all I will say to you is there are only 4 teams in this league that have won 5 games on the bounce. Us and the top 3. Okay, Spurs, if they win on Brighton, will be joining that because that would be the 5th win in a row. But the issue is with 8 games left, do you really think that they're not dropping points? And we're going on this perfect run for 8 more games. They're going to drop points at some point, and we have to be there.
They've only got 7 more games as well. They've only got
7 more games, exactly. Thank you, Chris. I mean, that's a perfect point as well. So it's not over, and we have to. It's not about being, because the thing is, 1 week ago we're finishing 3rd. Now we're finishing 8th. I mean, everyone just take a breath and realize that nothing is decided yet. We can still get top 4. Will we get top 4? I don't know at this moment because Mikel's pissing me off. I think he's pissing a lot of people off because he's galaxy braining it. He's doing things that he doesn't need to be doing. He's making positional errors. It's just obvious, and then changing them at halftime, and we play better. Shock. So it's not all brightness and hope. It's just that it's not over. No, by no means is it over. So we have to move on and see what happens.
There you go. People smash that like button, just like Lenny has told you. I'm gonna go to you, Saeed, next. What do you think? Top 4. Still can get it? Still in our grasp?
Everything is possible, but we have 3 very difficult games. If we got those games, if we got good results on those games, I think we definitely getting there. Don't forget as well, we still need to play Tottenham, and we only 3 points behind them. So, it's all in our hands. Yes, it's possible, but it all depends on those 3 games: Chelsea, United, and Tottenham. These are really very important for us.
Okay. And Gunnar King, take it away. What do you think? Is top 4 over? Because I know a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, it's not over." Or some people have been saying it's over, and all over Twitter and TikTok and everything else. I've been seeing you talking about this. So, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I certainly don't think it's over either. I think it's still all to play for. We've got 3 very difficult games, but if we can do well in those games, as Saeed said, then I think anything's possible. And I totally agree as well with what Karim was saying. Spurs aren't going to win all of their games. They're not, and they've also just lost Doherty as well. So in 2022, he's got the 3rd most amount of goal involvements for them, and I think he's like 5th in the league as well for this as well. So he's going to be a big miss for them. And like the way that they've been playing. So yeah, it's still all to play for. We got to go win at White Hart Lane, and that's something we haven't done for a while, but I'm confident that we can do it with the players that we got.
You're gonna say something, Karan? We can't hear you, bro. You must have muted your mic.
They've got one. You can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
They've got 1 less game. They've got to play. They've got to go to Tottenham. They've got to go to Anfield. Sorry. They've got Leicester, who are now with back with Fofana. They've got Brentford, who are looking good again. There are a lot of games that are very, very tough for them that are not looking tough because there are teams that are coming back into form at the right time, just like they are. So they're going to have to put teams away. And I just don't trust this Tottenham team to, when the moment comes, will they be able to do it? Will they be able to break down a block? Will they be able to? Because the thing is, they've been playing a lot of teams that have been playing very high lines, like Aston Villa, who if you just hit the width, which they have their width in Son and Kulusevski. They have the width to bypass their block. They hit City for 6 points, for God's sake, because they play such a high line and they were able to exploit transition. They got a draw at Liverpool. These are games where they've clearly had the situation and the system playing against them into their advantage. Now, when you have these mid to lower block, mid-table and lower table sides who need a point or just prefer to sit back and let teams come at them because they don't have the quality to come forward, are they going to have the same? And what I'm getting tired of is the fact of this it's over, it's not over. Why are we at over stage? There's still 8 games left. Let's not talk about things in such huge shifts. It's been 2 games. It's not been 5 to 7 games. It's a bump in the road. If we can recover, we can recover.
We still won 6 out of our 9 last games.
I don't even care about that, honestly. All I care about is, look, what is the games in front of us and what are the games in front of Tottenham? 1 less game, Anfield, and they have to play us. Okay, that is what I'm thinking. United, Chelsea, fine, they're tough games, but didn't Chelsea just got slapped 4-1? United looking good, and United are at home as well. We've done very well against them at home in the past couple of years. So all I'm saying to you is, let's just look at ourselves. Stop focusing on Tottenham. Tottenham will do Tottenham. If they go on an 8-game run, you know what? Fine, put your hands up. They were better that season. They were better than us this season. Fine, but focus on yourself. Do we put ourselves in the best position to capitalize if they fail. That's where this season comes down to. Because next season we're gonna have to look ourselves in the mirror and say, look, are we able to actually take this manager and move forward in a way that can get us to the next level, into the Chelsea, maybe towards Chelsea. It's getting closer to closing that gap.
The squad needs more quality. That's the main thing at the moment.
More quality, but the stubbornness issues that I'm seeing from Mikel, these are crucial errors that I'm not enjoying them right now.
Yeah, there have been some errors.
Okay, so let's begin by looking at some of these deeper lining issues. Now, Saeed, you sent me some statistics that I want to share with the people. These statistics that you sent me, as you can see right there, if you can see, Saeed, these are Lacazette statistics. Can you walk us through some of these as we go along?
Of course.
Just so we know what we're looking at.
So basically, okay. So let's I was just I had a couple of hours this afternoon, so I played with some Pythons to produce those kind of stats. When I looked at the stats, you can see very clearly that Lacazette in assist, he's the highest across the entire team. So that gives me the feeling that Arteta doesn't want him to be like a striker, like a goal getter. He wants to play him as a false nine. He wants him to come down and link the play and do the assist rather than scoring. Hence why you can see Bakayo coming from the right and Smith coming from the left, or Martinelli. So the way that he wants to play, he's trying to somehow mimic what Liverpool is doing on the front line. So this is what really, it was the highlight of the stats there this afternoon, that I had a look on what he's actually doing per 90, and you can see that he's like 34.5% of all the assists per 90 of Arsenal came from Lacazette, which is, for me, that was a bit of a surprise, to be honest with you.
Wow. Okay. To me, the more concerning issue is the fact that Lacazette's not scoring goals, guys. And now that Lacazette's not scoring goals, we need to find a solution. We need to find another solution, another way to get around this. And so what can Arteta do to turn things around? What can Mikel Arteta do at this moment in time to turn things around, to change our fortune, to shake up that front three, to shake up the lineup? What would you guys do? And what do you think is the best form of action? Because that is the next question that I'm going to be asking everybody.
I really, really fancy Bakayo to go back to the back left, because that's the entire team, the dynamics has been falling just because Partey is not available and Xhaka is in the back left. So I really fancy bringing in Pepe up front and taking Bakayo back to the left, to the back left, and bring back maybe Lukanga in the middle next to Xhaka. Then you have that kind of balance again. You bring back the balance of the team. Otherwise, Tavares, his confidence is completely gone. I wouldn't even count him as a substitute at the moment. So that's what I can see, how we can bring back the balance of the team.
I personally wouldn't do that. I personally would not put Saka as a left back. I would play Nuno as left back. I think give Nuno some faith, put him back in there, because we're going to need him from now until the end of the season. And if we do not play him against Southampton away, he's not going to get game time versus Manchester United and Chelsea then.
You're in that.
Putting him at risk, playing him in those games and not giving him a running versus Southampton. So I don't know what you guys think, but Bukayo Saka at left back is not the answer for me. Xhaka at left back is not the answer for me. So I'm kind of stuck with Cedric or Nuno. Those are my options, Saeed.
I think obviously good. It's a good point, obviously, but I thoroughly believe, I really believe that Saka already played in the back left last year. He can do that, that role, while Pepe can come in. And I mean, if you can bring up the Pepe's per 90 stats, you can see that he's very productive when he comes in and play. It's just the Arteta doesn't give him the time, and that was
But the thing is, with
point.
per 90 numbers, with the amount of time that he's had, are going to be skewed towards making him look better because he hasn't played a lot. So this is the thing we're looking at.
I think he made 26 appearances in that position in his first season.
I'm looking at the productivity of that player when he comes in.
Yeah, but the thing is,
to play.
And this is the thing. And what I'm gonna say is, we have one of the best right wingers in the country in Bukayo Saka. Why are we taking one of our strengths, one of our strong areas, and taking it away from?
Because the thing is, you know what you just said as well, Saeed, about Lacazette dropping deep and those guys getting into the scoring positions. Like Saka and Martinelli and ESR have been the three most effective players in doing that. So we really need to keep them there at the moment because that's what we're struggling for, goals.
I totally agree, but the thing is that you're risking your defense and conceding goals. While your attack, you have an option on attack, but you don't have really a good option at the back. That's my point.
Yeah, but I mean, goals win games, right? If we can't score any, then.
But if you concede, you still lose.
Okay, so let's all put our managerial hats on right now. I'm putting Nuno at left back. Saeed's putting Nuno at left back. You're putting Nuno at left back. What about yourself, Gunnar King?
Yeah, I'd put him at left back, but you could even consider doing it in a 3, like or having a 5 even, and using a wing back system to like give him a bit more security with Gabriel next to him.
Point. This is a very good point.
Because then what you're utilizing his strength is which is actually going forward a bit more than his defensive work. So that could be an option as well.
Okay,
that's a very good point.
Right. The thing is, right, the whole issue we have right now is we're building up our first phase in a 3 with a 1. And Lokonga was getting out-muscled he was getting man marked, and they were pressing Sambi. That was the issue. He was left on the island by himself because you don't have Xhaka in the midfield to help him, and you cut off the different passing angles with it. The issue we have right now, and why Nuno would work, is because if you have Nuno and you actually build in a 3 and you push him higher, it takes away his ability to be insecure or not so secure on the ball because he's not so far back from the ball. He's not nervous because the ball is getting to him in sort of like a left winger role instead of looking at him and building from the back from the first line of defense. Push him higher, let him go. At the moment, I think he'll probably from his press conference, he's looking like he's going to play Xhaka left back. If you're going to do that, you have to play on Toney, because then you need the ability to help Sambi out in that first phase, because you need the 2 there to help with the build-up. So
I agree.
This is the issues we face. If we're going to go, whoever is at left back, they have to either be able to run the build-up, which Xhaka will be able to do, because his ability to pass the ball short, to pass the ball long, his ability to find a ball, his ability to pass into the final third as well. These are the issues that he's so good at. Whereas if you're going to have someone like Nuno, his ability in running into the box, running into that final third, that's his ability. And then if you're going to go with Cedric can go high and wide. There's a lot of different issues, but the issue is play to where your players are strong at. Don't play to where where you're trying to compensate for other weaknesses. Emphasize strength. Don't cover weakness. That's how we win games, because that's where players are confident.
Just to link it back into the game, the Southampton game, there's going to be more concerning issues than just the left back spot, guys. There's going to be the issue with the striker. And if you guys haven't heard, Mikel Arteta gave an update on what's going on with Lacazette. On Lacazette not appearing in training. Obviously, there's been a private reason, cannot comment on it, and basically saying that there's no news at this moment in time, and they'll discuss if he's going to even get an opportunity to play this upcoming game. So at this moment in time, there's big question marks over Lacazette's availability. In Mikel Arteta's press conference, he did highlight the fact that it is for personal reasons, and it doesn't seem like it's an injury. So do you think Mikel Arteta is now going to have to find another solution, or do you think if Lacazette is available, you play him? Because in my opinion, Lacazette missing out in this game could be a blessing in disguise. This could be the opportunity where we play Martinelli, Emil Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka, or we find another solution. And I do have a diagram here. Let me just show you guys. I do have an image that I did. I went on good old create formations, and I made a bunch of formations, and I came up with some options. So from these options, which ones do you think is actually reasonable? Because I think take number 3 and replace Martinelli with Emil Smith-Rowe. That would be the 5th option. But I would go for Emil Smith-Rowe false 9 or Martinelli striker, Emil Smith-Rowe on the left. One of these two on the right, on the left-hand side. I don't know if Pepe is going to get
I would do the same.
What do you guys think?
I would do the same. I think that I personally like the first option. For me, I think that, but this is only with Xhaka playing left back. If we don't have Xhaka left back and it's Nuno, then the bottom left one, because that way you can have Martinelli go wide and Nuno can come inside because he likes that out to in run, and that makes it easier for him to play. So if you're going to have Xhaka left back, then the first one. But if you're having Nuno, the second one. The lower one, sorry.
I fancy Smith-Rowe false 9. He's able to link the play. He's able to drop down and assist and pass. He can dribble. So that's what you want from your false 9. So I think he ticks all the boxes for me. But obviously Saka on the left. I still believe Saka should go back to the left back and bring in Pepe to play up front. So my front line would be Pepe, Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, Odegaard underneath them.
Okay, people, let me know what you guys think. Gunnar King, what's yours?
I would either go with the Smith-Rowe one or Martinelli being up front, one of those two, but probably veering towards Smith-Rowe being a false 9. I like the late arrivals that Martinelli makes from the left-hand kind of inside half space into the box. He's actually a very good finisher as well when he gets in those positions. So I think, that's what I would go with.
Okay, so why are we not giving Pepe an opportunity? Because as a collective here, we've mostly shifted away from not giving Pepe an opportunity. Is there an issue? Because if Lacazette's out, guys, and we still can't get Pepe into this team, isn't that concerning?
Do you know what it is? Pepe is so good as a goal threat. That is his main ability. That is what he's good at. He's good at getting into the box, fashioning a chance, maybe getting in, cutting in and hitting. He's a good ball striker. He's probably our best goal threat at the club. What you don't want from him is his ability to lose the ball, his ability. You have to get him into the right areas. You have to make sure he's isolated one-on-one so he can take on his man. You have to make sure that he's close to goal so he doesn't basically lose the ball in the sustained pressure build-up. You need to make sure he's by the goal.
He doesn't do the same off the ball as well.
Off the ball is a great point, but the thing is, what he's
doesn't do it the same as Saka in that position, and that's important.
He's so good at changing the game. That's the issue. If you have him off the bench and you give him that ability to go, okay, go and get me a goal. I need a goal. You go with Wolves is the perfect example. He came on, changed the game, and all credit to him. But that's his role in this team. So
the other players are playing too well, man. They've earned it. If you look at the players that we suggested, you like just based on merit alone, they've earned the right to play. And it might be in the short term that they've got to learn from certain experiences, but that you might as well just give them the stage now and just let them develop. Just keep playing them. We'll get more quality around them in the summer and just go again. That you can see those four: Odegaard, Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, and Saka. You can see there's something on the pitch. You can see there's something there, in all of them. So it's just what, just put all our chips on the table, man. Throw down, man. There's nothing else you can do, There's 42 goal involvements between those four players.
Said, let me bring you into this. Pepe, do you play him? Do you start him, or do you continue to keep him as a bench option off the bench for these upcoming run? Because surely, guys, against Manchester United, Chelsea, Southampton, is he going to get a start in any of these games, in your opinion?
I would start him tomorrow, to be honest with you. I mean, to be frankly honest, that the Southampton is really good in attack, and they have a very good right wing, and I would just put Saka to defend them, to be honest with you, because Saka also is a threat going forward. So don't forget that. And on the left as well, we have Xhaka, who will actually protect the left side of the midfield, and up front we have Martinelli, which he has a very good work rate. So this is how you block that right side of Southampton. On the left side, our right side, I would start Pepe.
Okay. And just so we can move on to the Southampton game itself, this is a quick little moment to discuss the game. Any concerns when going up against Southampton with Broja, some of their best players being Broja, obviously James Ward-Prowse from set pieces. They've got Livramento in that right back spot that I'm like, yo, I would take him in a heartbeat. What do you call it? What else do they have? I'm not gonna lie to you. Southampton have been on very, very poor form also. Like I know this is the famous last words, but surely a team that's lost those many games in a row and drawn only one in their last 8, we can't go and lose and drop points to them. We need to go there and minimum get a win and walk out, because I cannot accept us losing to Southampton and dropping 3 games in a row. Surely we cannot drop 3 games in a row, guys. We have to win. We have to win today. What do you guys think?
It's a must-win game. There's so much at stake right now, and we cannot afford to lose.
Do you think Arsenal could drop? Could lose 3 on the bounce? It's not like us. Yeah.
It's possible.
Anything is possible. We can't be complacent. Let's not act like we're suddenly just going to turn into Man City. You know what I mean? It's just we are what we are. We're not playing very well right now, and we need to accept that. Can we win this game? 100% we can win this game. But if you're going to sit here and say, "Oh, 100% we're going to win this," I don't know. I don't know that, and I don't know anything anymore. I think that it's very much we can win this and we should win this, but will we? I don't know. I think we will. I think we won't lose this. I think we'll at least draw. But can I 100% hand on heart say we're going to win this 100%? No, I don't think any of us can.
Highly unlikely with the former Southampton are in right now. Yeah, that's true. With the form they're in right now, you'd expect Arsenal to win, but we're currently off the back of a 2-game losing streak, so we need to bounce back for Southampton. Gunnar King, score prediction. What are you saying?
I think it's going to be tough. With the injuries that we got, Partey and Tierney are going to be missed. But we should be beating Southampton, and it is a must-win game. We have to win it. We have to win it. But I don't want to hex it with any prediction, man. I really don't. Nah, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm going to nil to the Arsenal. I'm thinking, you know what, Southampton are poor form, Arsenal are good form. We can shock them early, take the early lead, and that's the key to our victory. If we concede early, it's going to be a long day at the office. But we need to just get that early goal, and I have faith in our defense, even though we've conceded 5 goals in the last 2 games. What about yourself, Said?
I think 2-1 to the Arsenal. That would be nice. That would be great.
There you go.
That would be all right.
There you go. And what about yourself, Corinne?
I've always said that I think this. I mean, we just did our show, and I said 1-1. I just don't know. I feel hurt. I feel bruised. Let's put it that way. I think there's a possibility to drop points. Do I think we'll win deep down? Yes, but I can't bring myself to be like, okay, come on, we're doing this 100%. And scars from St. Mary's in the past. If any of the older fans will know, when we went early in 2000, in the early 2010s, we'd go to St. Mary's and our title hopes would die. Like that was where the title would die, and we'd go into a top 4 race. And I have something about that ground. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I think we there's so many options, guys. There's so many options. I think we're losing 2 very key players for us, but with some clever stuff that we can actually, put back the balance into the team. If we play 3 at the back, 5 in the middle, and 2 up front, that that's just another option. 3-4-3 will do for us as well. So I think it's just the changing the way that we play, just to bring back the balance, because right now we don't have the balance on the left back. We don't have the balance in the midfield, and these 2 places would lose you a lot of games, and you will drop a lot of points if you do not adapt to the situation.
Tell me what you mean by that. Like, what do you mean by that? What does that mean, for real? Because for me,
what that means
about the slowing of the tempo of the build-up and not ability to go forward. I think that's the main thing. The left side is the issue, but what do you mean by lack of balance in the left back?
Okay, so we don't have a very good left back right now. Okay, I mean Tierney is a world class. I love him. Okay, but his substitute is nowhere near, and I'm not having a dig at Tavares, but he's lost it in 3 different occasions. And he couldn't bring back his confidence, so I wouldn't give him the game tomorrow, and that's why I'm insisting on that kind of idea to bring back Saka, to put him back on the back left. In the midfield, you're losing the balance because you're taking Xhaka from the midfield, put him back on the left back, leaving Lukanga with a huge burden on him to cover. Unless you bring in maybe Elneny to help Lukanga, which is, I know that he's not a very progressive player, okay, but he will protect you in the midfield, and will protect he will be the cover for the in front of the back 4. Okay,
and then Sambi can operate more in a box-to-box role.
Exactly. Then you can keep Xhaka on
which
the
is what
left.
I was saying, that the tempo is the issue.
Bring on. Yeah, so you see, that's the main reason why I'm saying we do not have a good balance, because Lukanga has been left. The guy is 21 years old, guys. He's just starting his career. He doesn't have enough experience to even to slow down the game or upbeat the game, the tempo, change the tempo, maybe dribble or not dribble, pass or not pass. All those kind of things comes from experience. And don't forget that we lost 3 games this year, solely only because of the lack of experience we have. Just
100%.
you go up, you go up front, and then you lose because you're not experienced enough. The squad is really very young. It's the youngest squad in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So,
this is why the main thing I'm saying is the issue. The issue that you've just defined is a central issue, because the lack of bodies in the middle. This is the thing. So I don't think it's an issue with the left. I think I agree with everything you've said. But the issue for me is the lack of bodies in midfield, which even if you do play Xhaka at left back, you can put Elneny there. That is the issue. I don't think the issue is that the left back is severely the issue. The issue is the lack of bodies in midfield to help progress and lift the tempo of the team, because you don't have the ability to play out the back like we'd want to, and that's the issue for me.
So guys, Cedric right back, center back pairing is going to be the same center back pairing. Am I right? Just so we can put our team out there. So center back pairing is going to be the same center back pairing. You don't change it, right?
Yep.
Now Ben White, Gabriel left back. Just so we know, Xhaka at left back. Everyone is adamantly against it, correct?
Yep. I'm against it. It's going to happen. I'm against it, though.
You think it's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen. If you saw his comments today, it's going to happen.
Do you think it will be a bad idea to play Xhaka as left back today? Tomorrow.
It's a really very bad idea.
It will depend on the midfield. It will depend on the midfield. That's my issue. If he plays Elneny and actually has the ability to have two men in midfield, then it's not that bad. Then we're fine. We can live with it. But if he's just playing Sambi alone and Xhaka at left back, that's the bad idea. And that's where I was disagreeing with Saeed, because I think it's more of a central issue than a left back issue, because we don't have the bodies in the middle to help Sambi.
I think we agree.
Yeah, we do agree.
I think we agree.
Okay, so if we put Nuno in, I'm going Xhaka and Lokonga and Odegaard in front of them. Cool?
Correct.
Okay.
Cool.
Now, finally, where Saka's automatically on the right flank, no question about it. But who is going to be playing on the right? Who's going to be playing up top? Does it matter?
Left and up top.
I mean, yeah, left and up top. Does it really matter? They're going to be interchanging, or what do you think?
It does matter, and I'll tell you why. Right. So if it's Nuno, then definitely go Martinelli wing and Emil center, because Emil has the ability to drop back, and Martinelli can go wide. The reason why I say that's important for Nuno, because Nuno likes that run where he's coming from wide inside, and you can form the 5 channels in front. So you can have Martinelli, Nuno, ESR, Odegaard, and Saka all in the 5, right? If you have Xhaka at left back and say Elneny in the middle, then I would say have Martinelli up front, because then Xhaka can progress the ball from the left and whip in balls from the side. And so you put Martinelli up front because he's great in the air, and you can have Emil drop into that space and create and link up with Xhaka. So these are the issues you present. It depends on who the left back is. If it's Nuno, like we're saying, then just put Emil in the false 9 and put Martinelli touchline.
This is the team that we've come up with based on what everyone's input. I've just made it right now. So as you can see right there, we went with Ramsdale, Cedric, Ben White, Gabriel, Nuno, Lokonga and Xhaka in the midfield, Odegaard in that more advanced role, and then you have Saka, Martinelli, and Emil Smith-Rowe. Everyone agree with this team?
Mm-hmm. That's fine by me.
Any changes you'd make?
Not happy about no. I would bring someone from the under 23 if you insist to put Saka up front.
Sorry?
Be honest with you. No. For me is a no-go.
So Nuno for you is a no-go.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But the rest are fine. I mean, Saka he can play up front, but if you bring someone from, maybe if Tomiyasu is ready, you can bring Cedric to the left and play Tomiyasu on the right. But no, right now, I don't think his confidence will help him to perform.
I hear that. But guys, we're gonna have to get into the transfer portion of the video because we don't have much time left. But we're gonna wrap it up here with the Southampton prediction. I think that's going to be a fair analysis on the lineup. Obviously, Saeed, there's going to be disagreements because there's 4 of us. You adamantly disagree against Nuno. If you make one tactical change, would you bring in Mohamed Elneny and put Xhaka there, or would you put in Pepe and put Saka left back? If you had
for me, I would still bring Saka to the left back, put on Pepe up front, and bring in Elneny maybe to cover the back 4, because at that point of with that kind of combination, Xhaka will play box to box then at that point.
Okay, fair. Just to let you know, guys, now we're going to be talking about the transfer portion of the video. There is a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes to transfers, but first, I'm just going to mention some of the stuff that doesn't need to be spoken about in too much detail. Did you guys hear about Fabrizio Romano's quote about Gabriel Magalhães, where he said he does not want to leave Arsenal at this moment in time and he's happy? That to me, I wasn't surprised by that at all. Were you guys surprised by that at all? I feel like man just had a baby. He's getting him his life in London sorted out. And why would he leave? It just doesn't make sense why he would leave at this moment in time. I think Gabriel Magalhães is here for the near future. And for people who are getting onto him saying, you know what, he's had a bad couple of games, he needs to go, we need to get a replacement. And I even seen a weird rumor on Twitter where we're after some guy in Torino, Brazilian, to replace him. Now, I don't think Gabriel Magalhães is going anywhere. I think he's here for our near future, and he's a big part of our plans. Even if hypothetically Saliba takes his spot next season, I still view him as a good center back for us right now. Anybody have anything to say on the Gabriel Magalhães story?
No, I don't think so. I think he's happy where he is.
Okay, we'll keep it moving on that. There was a weird story about Charles Watts providing an update on Pablo Mari. Seems like what was the update again? Something about his loan. Did you guys see that?
I think he wants to stay in Italy, right?
Yeah, Pablo Mari basically wants to stay in Udinese. He doesn't want to come back to Arsenal. And also, Arsenal has a clause where if he plays 80 games, we're going to have to pay more money to Flamingo. And I don't think we want to do that. So we're going to try to sell him as quick as possible. And that is part of Arsenal's summer transfer plans to try to move him on this upcoming window. I don't think Arsenal have any serious plans with Pablo Mari in the near future. And Charles Watts was just giving us an update on that on his YouTube channel. Now there is this gentleman, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's Brazilian, Lucas Paqueta, who plays for Lyon. Have you guys heard about rumors about him? This is now the second time I've heard rumors this season about him being linked to Arsenal. He's a Lyon midfielder. I view him as he used to play for AC Milan. I view him as somebody who's a lot more attacking, in my opinion. But I would play. He can also play that 8 role. I don't know exactly what you guys think about him. Let me know what you guys think about him because I didn't do an in-depth analysis on him yet. I've seen. I know about him. I know what type of player he can be. He can play in a couple different positions. But at this moment in time, Paqueta, they're saying his rumored price would be around 58 million. Arsenal, Newcastle are both linked to him, and it seems to be a bidding war. This season, he played 29 games for Lyon. He's played 9 games in the Europa League. He's been a big part of their team, and with the connection that the Newcastle currently have with Bruno Guimaraes, they might be interested in signing him also. But he is another attacking midfield option that could come into the side, and I could even view him as somebody who can play that central midfield role on the. I don't know. Would you call him a Xhaka replacement? Not really, but he could.
No,
play
hell
that.
no, hell no.
Yeah, he's not a Xhaka replacement at all, but he is another option in the midfield. I don't know exactly where he would fit in, but let me know what you guys think about him.
Look, Paqueta is a good player. The issue with Paqueta, and it's quite clear, is that he occupies the same zones that Martin Odegaard occupies. He's a right side dominant number 8. He plays with Husam who plays on the left. Aouar will play on the left. He plays on the right. It used to be Bruno G who dropped deep, but he left. But what Lucas gives is the ability to go one-on-one at an elite level. He's very good at linking passes in the final third. He's very good with progressing the ball from the final third and creating actions. Maybe finding a ball through, maybe getting a shot off. But the issues is that we bought Martin Odegaard, and I don't really see why we would buy a very similar player who plays the same role, who plays in the same zones, for the amount of money that we'd have to pay for him. If Newcastle want him, he's a good player for them. I think that would be a very good signing for them. I would rather go in for his partner and Husam Aouar, who would actually be someone that can play the role that Xhaka was playing against Watford in the 4-3-3 when we were playing. He plays very good at playing that high 8 role. He can also play in the pivot. That's the opportunity from Lyon, not Paqueta, in my opinion, because this isn't the thing I see with a lot of football fans. Is they see players play in a specific role and do it really well, and they go, oh, but we could just change it and put him there and he's going to do amazing. And then when he doesn't do amazing, they all complain and we overpaid for this guy so much and he doesn't work out. Well, no, because you liked him doing a specific role, and he's doing a different role now and he's not doing it as well.
There you go. I don't know. Do you guys want to touch on this topic, or we can move on to the next player? Because I got a bunch of players to talk about.
I think we need to say what we need in each and every line. So in the defense, for example, we need Saliba back. Okay, if Mari is going to go, we can give away Mari, bring back Saliba. He's now an international player. He's not just someone who's still coming up. He's hugely matured. So we have the 2 center backs, okay. Then we need to either sort out the confidence issue with Tavares, or let him go and bring in another one, another left back. And then in the middle, we need 2.
I think we
really
also
good
need cover on right back. Sorry.
We need a backup right back. But the thing
That's
is, we
where-
have Brook as well.
That's where
We have Brook
Brook,
as well.
Norton Coffey comes into play, and we're also linked to Max Aarons. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have reservations about Max Aarons.
Egal, let me just tell you this one thing, right? With Saliba coming back, we have the opportunity to play, because Saliba, if you've watched Marseille, has played at right back. Ben White plays at right back. And if you have Saliba and Ben White, you have the opportunity to put Ben White at right back. So, and with Brook coming back, I just don't think there's a way for another right back. I know you were saying Livramento earlier in the show, but I just think that it'd be just clogging an area that we have 3 or 4 players in. And also, I mean, I don't think he's going to play, but we do have that trusty kid as well. I don't know if someone's just mentioned him in the comments who's just reminded. I don't think he's going to play for us. I think he's going to be one of those guys that are going to be loaned out and, be one of those signings between the US team and us. But the thing is, we need cover in midfield. We need, I think that's the main thing. I'm pretty sure Xhaka stays. I think he does stay. I think we need someone like a Fabian Ruiz, someone like someone of that ilk, someone to back it up. Where is he? These are the things. So
someone said
someone
Eden
like
Hazard. I don't want Eden Hazard. Personally.
I think that's a Chelsea fan. I can't lie. So for me, it's the main things are reinforcing our midfield. I think we need a midfielder for sure. One, maybe 2. I think a left wing, a combo winger, because I think Pepe will leave. Someone who can back up on either side. So I like Cody Gakpo, for example. And then we need a striker, at least one, because Balogun will come back. I don't know if it's going to be. I think we need 2 personally.
Yeah. Let me give you guys some options. Yeah. Let me give you guys some options. Darwin Nunez, Luka Jovic, Morata, Jonathan David, Isaac, and just Cody Gakpo, just to name a few that we've been linked to. So now, when we're talking about strikers, who is the first person that comes to mind for you guys? Because for me, it's Ivan.
You haven't mentioned the first person that comes to mind.
Oh, sorry. Who is it? Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Toney. I still think Toney is
Toney. I said Toney.
Did you say Toney? I didn't hear you say Toney. If you said Toney,
Toney's fantastic.
My favorite. Yo, I don't know if you've seen
my
timeline, Karen, but I'm getting killed because I'm saying Ivan Toney is the guy.
I like Toney.
I like Toney as well, and I'm a big Dominic Calvert-Lewin fan. I think that he's someone that is going to be, if you do sign him, it will be very much like Ramsdale, where people are thinking that he's going to be rubbish, and then he'll come in and do a job. But I just think with his injuries and the way his confidence is at the moment, do we want to take that risk? If we don't want to take that risk, then Ivan Toney is the guy. I think he's a great guy. I think him and Gakpo would be my 2 attacking signings, because Gakpo can play across the front line.
Okay.
Across the front line. Yeah.
I like the idea of, and the thing is, Gakpo mostly plays on the left inside space. Yeah. So then what that means is that Martinelli's freed up to be a striker as well.
Yeah.
Let's get Saeed's
so it
option.
Just gives your squad a bit more balance in that forward channel.
Saeed sent me this, and Curran, I'm gonna go find your Ivan Toney tweet in a second. But go ahead, Saeed. What were you gonna say about Darwin Nunez?
Yeah, he's a very good player. He's he can hit, he can link the play, he can drop down, he can press, he can play the false 9, and he can be a tower man as well to hold the ball. So I think he's the great fit to us. This is why I think he's a great fit for us. And I sent you those kind of stats. That's why I was looking at him today.
Okay. And Curran, I'm gonna pull up the Ivan Toney tweet that you tweeted out in a second right now, just to show you. You were looking at his comparisons to Lacazette's statistics, and it's almost like he's superior in almost every category, except for 3 categories, which is key passes, assists, and successful entries into the box.
I'll tell you one thing, right? And I think that Darwin Nunez is going to be a great a great talent. But for me, I just don't. I feel that we have the same issues that we have for Lacazette in a different capacity. Darwin Nunez is someone who is very good at running the channels. He plays very well in a partnership. I think he's very good. If you want to go with, I have a thread on it myself, going on Darwin Nunez. And the issue, and I've watched a lot of Darwin Nunez. The only thing for me is I feel like he's very much a partnership striker. He's someone that needs a second striker with him. I think he's not someone that I would have as a lone nine. I think if you watch that Benfica game against Liverpool, I said everyone was going crazy about his offside goal. I'm like, why are we going on about someone who's just mistimed their run and celebrating that like this is the guy? For me, I just think that there's deficiencies to have as a lone nine, and this goes back to what I was saying before. If you're going to pick someone up and put him in a role, pick someone up who's doing that role to a lesser degree and develop them. Don't just pick someone who does a different role and then just plug him in and hope that will work, because doesn't have the skill set for it. He doesn't have the ability to make those runs in centrally, hold up the line centrally. He's someone that he drifts to the left and he runs that channel, and his first touch and some of his security on the ball worries me. Whereas with Ivan, I feel like you have someone that can drop deep, run into the box, great in the air, great passing, great as a finisher as well. He's done two different roles. He's able to, in the Championship, he was more of a in the box striker, make sure to get the poaching the goals. This year, he's been more of a deep lying forward where you have the ability to link up, play deep, find the assist, find the knockdowns for your players. So these are two different players, and I think the second profile is more suitable.
That's
to us.
what we need. That's the sort of profile that we need.
But you actually need
for the other creative players, because they're goal scorers as well. All of them, like that. Saka, ESR, Martinelli, all of those guys. They're I think their finishing can be refined to be very good, and I like the idea of that sort of forward. The second profile that Curran described, and I think with Nunez, the only other way you could do it is if he is drifting into the channel, he would be interchanging with Martinelli, who would then be getting into the box. But for him to be able to do that, like the facets of controlling the ball, like his ball possession, like his retention, his ability to play under pressure, there's parts that he needs to improve in his game to be able to do that with Martinelli. So it'll just be a question of if you can do that.
Guys,
I think for me, just because of the way that you want to play, and from squad building point of view, you need different profiles for different players, for different strikers. So I agree with Evan. I love him.
He's a very good finisher. Yeah.
He's really very good. Okay, but I also really like Darwin as well, for so many different reasons. But from flexibility point of view, for your tactical options, you need two different profiles for your strikers, because you could change to 3-5-2 at any point in the game. You're not gonna always play the exact game plan the whole time. You could play 4-4-2 at any point, or in any game stage, or in a different game plan, or anything like that. So from squad building,
I think that's why we get Gakpo.
I'm gonna need to take control back of this. We got 4 minutes left before I gotta go, so I'm just gonna say this quickly. Curran, Gunnar King, Saeed, if you had to pick one striker right now, who would it be before we can go? Because for me, it's Ivan Toney, and the reason why I'm taking Ivan Toney over the rest of them, one is because he's already in the Premier League and we can see what he can do against the likes of Van Dijk and everybody else. Two, he's of a good age, and I think he'd be of a reasonable price also. He's not going to cost the 90 to 100 million euros like an Osimhen. He's not going to cost 75 million euros like an Isaac. And when it comes to improvement and what he currently skill sets that he has to help the team right now, he has the required skill sets to help this team right now. It's just people question his quality.
Egal, Watts has just tweeted about Lacazette illness. Doesn't look like he's going to be there.
Oh, Charles.
Do you know who else? You know what I wanted to mention quickly? Mika Birif.
Why did they say
Mika Birif has been promoted to the first team training schedule this week. We bought him from
He's been on the
Fulham
bench
last
a couple of
season.
times already.
Pardon?
He's been on the bench a couple of times, even in Premier League games.
Yeah. Well, I think like he might feature, man. So for the under 18s for Fulham last season,
why,
he got.
There's no evidence that would suggest that Arteta trusts youngsters in that.
No, I'm not saying to start him. I'm just saying maybe he might like try and sub him in a bit.
It's unlikely.
Well, guys,
I would love to see it, but it's unlikely.
Guys, if you want to go for another like 5-4 minutes, I don't mind. I just need to go off camera for the rest of the video. But if you guys want to wrap it up now, we can do that. Let me know.
No worries.
I just don't see why. Like maybe as a bench option, you know, later on in the game.
Just give us your closing just give us your closing remarks, guys. What are you saying, Karim?
I'm just thinking. I just want to get through this game tomorrow. I don't know how we do it or what we're doing because there's so many different things in the air. But I just hope we get 3 points. Top 4 isn't over. We're not. It's not even in doubt at this moment in time. We're 3 points behind with a game in hand. Everyone just take a breath, regain your composure, and just think. Look, we've got this game. Get through it. Spurs are playing later than us for once. We've had this situation. Sorry, Spurs are playing earlier than us for once. So we've had the situation where we played first, not done well, and then they play after it. They just smack it out of the park. Hopefully, we can turn the tide around. But let's see what we can do tomorrow. I hope we can see a good performance tomorrow and a good result, and we move on from there. Chelsea in midweek, and then the big game against United. So let's see what happens.
Boom. You going to the United game? Because I'm going to be there. If anything, let me know.
I might be. I don't know yet. I'm trying to secure a ticket. But if I go, I'll tell you.
I might be as well.
What are you saying?
I think tomorrow. I think about what Arteta is going to do is that he's just going to surprise everybody and bring in Nketiah up front. I have a feeling about that, but we just need to go through this game. Bring back the injuries, sort out the balance for the team, and let's go for Chelsea game.
There you go. And Gunnar King, wrapping up. What do you got to say?
We've got this. That's when everyone's the main one.
Can you guys hear him?
I can't hear you, mate.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
there
you
go.
Yeah, I was saying Arteta's got to pick the right team tomorrow. All the players have got to be, at their best. We've got to win tomorrow. We have to, especially with the form that Tottenham are picking up. I think, as Karim said, top 4 is not over, but that means that we have to start picking up points, especially with the difficult games that are coming up after Southampton. So, we just got to go and win this game tomorrow.
All right, bless up, guys. Big up everybody who's watching. Thank you, Karim. Thank you, Saeed. Thank you, Gunnar King, for joining me. Big up my guy, Matt. He was supposed to join us also, but he was on the bus home, so he couldn't join us. But yeah, you guys have yourself a good day, guys, and we're out.